My name is David Newman, and I'm the Supply Chain Practice Leader for the USC Consulting Group.
Supply chain disruptions have been a major challenge for manufacturers and show no signs of abating. David Newman, Supply Chain Practice Leader for USC Consulting Group, shares his insights into this pressing issue and offers tactics manufacturers can use to mitigate disruption risks.
A lot has changed since I started in supply chain. 30 years ago, the primary focus was on supply base optimization, which sowed the seeds for single source supply bases. 20 years ago, online retailers began to redefine fulfillment, distribution, and delivery optimization. And over the last 10 years, big data, the Internet of Things, and machine-to-machine transactions have driven out inefficiencies out of the most competitive supply chains. Among the three pillars of supply chain, cost, quality, and delivery is taking center stage, and specifically delays caused by disruption. On a trip to China, our driver pointed out of the window and he said, in this province, China produces 40% of the world's ceramic tile. Now, when a highly centralized, efficient supply chain with overseas lead times meets a global pandemic, and governments mandate that cities and provinces stay home for a month, there are going to be supply chain disruptions. Supply chain disruptions cause uncertainty. Generally speaking, there are 5 types of solutions supply chain managers employ to decrease uncertainty and to improve reliability in their supply chain. There are time solutions, pricing solutions, production solutions, inventory solutions, and information solutions. The most common and easiest to employ are the time solutions. Things like expediting freight, which is a supply side response, or delaying a fulfillment, which is a demand side response. But if your customers have other options and they have low customer loyalty, delaying delivery dates can significantly reduce your revenues. Alternatively, premium freight, if you have a very low margin product, it can wipe out profits. Prices for hard to get commodities skyrocket during times of uncertain supply, which contributes to cost inflation. If these costs can't be passed on to customers, margins suffer. Time and price-based solutions tend to be the easiest and quickest solutions, which is why they're most often employed in emergency situations. Production solutions include flexible manufacturing and quick changeover practices, having alternative suppliers and substitute materials, reducing quality rejects in order to have more saleable product, and improving the source, make, and delivery cycle times. These solutions are effective during times of certain supply, but when dealing with disruptions, they're often too little, too late. Increasing inventory is a common response to disruption. However, there are often constraints in the warehouse and storage space. Excessive inventories drain cash and they tie up working capital. Times of uncertainty require regular reorder point and order quantity reviews in light of changing lead time demands. We find too often that manufacturers will rely on their suppliers for reorder points and order quantities. A better practice is to use statistical analysis to evaluate how changing lead times are affecting the reorder points and order quantities in your ERP system. The best practice utilizes machine-to-machine learning algorithms that update automatically according to consumption data and lead time data. Uncertainty is nothing more than the absence of correct and timely information. Executing on technology and process solutions to improve supply chain information is sometimes viewed as expensive. However, it's rarely more expensive than increasing investments in facilities and equipment, or habitually discounting obsolete inventory, or perpetually incurring premium freight. Some commonly used practices and tools to improve supply chain information include embedding a strong SIOP process, sales, inventory, and operations planning, conducting value stream maps to understand the tiered network of the supply chain, implementing strong supplier scorecards, and having a robust risk register process where there are early warning systems, contract optionality, and redundancies in the supply base, especially around critical parts and materials. Although supply chains have improved significantly in the past 30 years with technology, supply chain disruptions are still managed by people. Developing key relationships with your strategic suppliers will ensure that there's someone on the other end of the phone when you call regarding delivery dates. However, if daily phone calls is your go-to strategy, it's not enough to ensure continuity in supply in our increasingly complex and disruptive supply chains.
Supply chain disruption is a reality for manufacturers today. With the right strategy, you can mitigate those risks and keep your supply chain strong. For help optimizing your supply chain, contact the experts at USC Consulting Group today